Hello, everyone. Uh, welcome back to VK AI Tech. So, today is our fourth session on Angular. So, in last session, we have discussed about the components concept. We have discussed about the components concept. So, we have seen how to create component, how to render the component, what is selector, and we have created I think a few components like nav component, header component, footer component. So practically we have seen how to create components, what that component consists of, in that what is selector, what is template, what is styling design, all those things we have seen. Now in today's session, let's work more on components concept. So today, let's create multiple components to design a home page. So what I want to do, I want to design one home page. In this home page, I want to create navbar. After creating a navbar, I want to create here marketing design, something like this. Something like this design I want to do. Now in this, I want to show some images, some content, something like that. Then I want to show here some cards. Like this, I want to show some cards. Like this, multiple sections I want to add. Now this entire user interface, I want to divide into multiple components. Means all this entire design, I don't want to create in one component. Instead of creating this entire design in one component, I want to divide this design into multiple components. Like for nav, we will create one component called nav component. For this section, we will create one component called add component. For this section, we will create one offer component called offer. Like this, we will create multiple components. Okay, so let's do this part in today's session. So let's go to our application. Now this is our application. So in last session, I think we have created two components, footer component and nav component. So now let's utilize this nav component. Before that, what I will do, inside my app component, inside this app component, I will create one subfolder, or maybe inside this SRC, I will create one subfolder called components. And I will create one more subfolder called pages. Now, whatever components I want to create, I will create everything inside the components folder. And whatever pages I want to create, I will create inside the pages component. Nothing but in the pages folder. So now what I will do, I will remove this footer component from here. I will delete it. Now I will move to the components folder. And let's go to our app.html. Whatever we have done, let's remove all these things from here. I don't have anything in my app.html now. In app.css also I'm removing everything. I don't have anything. And in app.ts file, whatever components we have registered, we will remove from here. This import statements also we will remove. All these things we will remove from here. So there is nothing in the app component. Right now I will simply add h1. I will say welcome to components. And if I go and check my browser, it shows me the message welcome to component. Now let's understand everything step by step. So the step one is create home component. Create a home component. So how to create home component? For that, we have to go to our application. Let's close all this. Let's go to our application, and under this pages folder, I will select this pages folder. I will right click on it and select this option called open in integrated terminal. So it will open one terminal to me with that pages folder path. So here if you see, a terminal is opened in my pages folder path. Now here I will create one component. How to create a component in Angular? For that we have to use the command ng space generate nothing but g space component nothing but c and your component name. So that is home. So home component will be created. Home component is created. Now under pages, one subfolder will be created home, and under that you will find lot of files. Nothing but 4 files you will find. 2 TypeScript files, one CSS, one HTML file. We have discussed what are all these files in last class. Now let me go to the home.html file and let me just check what I have here. So here I have one paragraph. I will remove this. I will add h1 and I will simply say welcome to home page. Now my requirement is this message I want to show on my screen. Here I want to show. So instead of welcome to components, I want to show welcome to home page. So for this, what we have to do, we have to go and check what is the selector of this component. So selector will help us to represent that component. So let's go to the home.ts file and let's check the selector. So selector is app-home. Okay, fine. Now let's go to our app.ts file. And here, let's import our home component. So when you type just home, you will get this suggestion. You can just click on this. Your home component will be imported. And now this home component, you have to register here. You have to register here. Now, once you register your home component inside the imports section of your app component, then you can use home component selector to represent home component inside the template of app component. What you can do, you can go to the template of app component. Template means HTML file. Now this is the HTML file. This is called template of app component. Now inside the template of app component, you can represent home component. How to represent? For that, you have to use the selector of home component in a tag format. The moment I save it, go back to my browser, you will see welcome to home page. So whenever you have a requirement to represent any component in a template of any other component, in that case, first we have to go to the TS file of that component and we have to import it. Then we have to register, and then you will be able to use this home component in the template of app component in this way. So now we are able to show the home component on the screen. So technically what happened when you have used this URL http://localhost 4220. When we have used this URL in our browser, okay, let me open new tab. Now whenever I am using this URL, and when I press enter, so internally what happens, it will load index.html file. In your browser, it will load one HTML file, and that file is index.html. Inside the index.html file, your template file of app component will be loaded. Template file of app component is loaded. Nothing but whatever code you have written in the app.html file, that code will be loaded. Inside the template of app component, we are loading home component. So your home component will be loaded. So now user can see whatever HTML code you have written in app.html and in home.html, it will be visible to the user. So this is how your components are rendering. So here app component and home component. So in this is your app component and this is your home component. Okay, so now here on the screen app component is also loaded, home component is also loaded. But right now in app component app.html we have just selector of home component, and in the selector of home component we have just one h1. That is the reason it is showing only h1. Now what I want to do next, after creating home component, let's assume that we created like this home component. Now step 2, render nav component inside the home component. So already nav component we created. So what I want to do here, render nav component inside the home component. Now I want to render nav component inside the home component. So for this, what I have to do, first I have to go to the TS file of home component. I have to go to the TS file of home component. So home component is present under pages. So TS file of the home component. Now here, first I have to import nav component. Import nav component. Just type nav, you will get the suggestion, select it. It will be imported. Then inside the imports section of home component, register nav component like this. This nav component you have to register here. Now you can use the selector of nav component. So the selector pattern is something like this. You have to start with angle bracket. You have to use the word app hyphen. Then you have to use here nav. See, the moment I add hyphen, I'm getting suggestion here. So based on whatever components I have in my application, I'm getting suggestion. I want nav. I will use nav. Close it. Save it. Now if I go back here, you will be able to see navbar. So now I don't want to show this. Welcome to home page. I will remove it. Now here I got like this navbar. So right now what is the sequence? The sequence is you have your HTML file. Under HTML file, you are loading app component. Under app, you are loading home component. Under home, you are loading nav component. You are loading nav component. This is the sequence now. So here you have first index.html file, then you have app component, and then you have home component, and then you have nav component. In that, this one is your index.html file. This green color is your app component. This purple color is your home component, and this is your nav component. Okay, so see here. First index.html file, in that app component, home component, nav component. Index, app, home, nav. This is index, white color is index, green color is app, purple is home, and this one is nav. This is what we have done. Now, third step, let's design step 3. Design nav. You have to design nav component. So what I want to do, In my nav component, first I want to take one div. Like this, I want to take one div. And to that div, I want to assign some height and a background color black I want to assign. So I will go to the template of nav component. So nav component is present under components. I will go to the template of nav component. So here already I have a div. And to that div, I want to assign some height and background color. So here we have assigned some height, we have assigned background color, and I will remove this text align color right now. Okay, this already we done in the last session. So fine, we are getting this UI. Now, this nav div, I want to divide into two columns like this. I want to create two columns here. So I want to create column 1, column 2. Two columns I want to create. So to create two columns, what I can do, this nav div, this div, I can make it as a grid container. If I make it as a grid container, then I can create two columns using grid template column properties. And I can define how many columns I want and what should be the size of the column. So the first column size, I want 30%. Second column size, I want 70%. So for this, what I will do, I will go to the CSS file. And here, simply I will make it as a display grid. And I want two columns. So for that, we can use a property called grid template columns. So the first one I want, maybe I will try to take 35%. And second, I will take 65%. Now, this div is divided into two columns. Now, in first column, I will keep brand div. In second column, I will keep menus div. So I will select this brand and menus dot brand. And here, just for visualization purpose, I will add background color, something like red. I will select menus. And here also, I will add background color for visualization purpose. I will add here green. Save it, go and check your browser. So we got like this. Now inside my brand, here I want to add one brand name. So for that, I will use H1 and I will simply say here VK AI Tech Mart. I'm just giving some brand name. And here I want 4 links. So I will create 4 links here. So first link is like home. Second is like profile. Third one is like products. Fourth one, contact us. And I will create one button also, something called logout. I will add one button called logout. Now if I save, now if I go back here, it looks like this. So you got here this title and you got here links and one button. Now what I want, this title, I want to display exactly in the center of this red color div. So in vertical direction also it should be in the center. In horizontal direction also it should be in the center. So for that, this red color div, nothing but our brand div, we have to make like a flex container. So this brand div we have, right? We have to make it like a flex container. And how we can make it as a flex container? Just use display property and assign flex as a value. And then we can use justify content property center, align items center. Now you will see that heading will come in the center. Now I will increase the font size. So I will say in my brand, whatever H1 is there. Now that H1 font size you increase to something like 52 pixel. Let's see how it looks. Now 52 looks so much. Maybe I will add 42 pixel. I got like this. Maybe I will increase little bit width here. So what I will do here, instead of 30, I will make it 40 and here 60. Let's see how it looks like this. And now I will change this H1 color. This color I will change to tomato. And I will remove this background color called red. If I remove that background color red, it looks like this. Now it's our wish what color we want to give. Right now I'm just sticking with the tomato color. Now same I want to do with this links also. So I will go to my link menus. Here also same I will do. Display flex I will say. Justify content center I will add. Align items center I will add. So you will see that everything will come in the center. Now I will select those anchor elements. So in my menus, whatever anchor elements are there, that anchor element color, first you make it white. So if I make it white, it looks like this. And then I want margin right, something like 50 pixel. And let me increase the font size to 17 pixel. So if I go back here, it looks like this. Now I want to remove this underline. Here maybe if I add 19 pixel, let's see how it looks like this. Then I will remove text decoration, none. So that underline will be removed. Okay. Now what we can do, we can remove this background color green. I got like this. Now for this logout button, I want to add some styles. So I will say in my menus div, whatever button is there, now to that button you add padding 15 pixel, 30 pixel. So padding will be added. Now once padding is added, next what we have to do is I want to remove the border. Border I will make none. Background color I will add red. Text color I will make it white. Font weight I will make it bold. Something like this. I'm adding some CSS. So if I go and check, it looks like this. And here border radius I will add 10 pixel. So I got something like this. And little bit logout button I want to move it towards right. So left margin I will give more 30 pixel. Let's see how it goes. So it's not moving. Maybe here I will give 70 pixel. So we got like this. Or else let's do one thing. Let's remove this margin left from here. And here, instead of justify content center, we will add flex end. So it will be like this end. And now for this button, we will add margin right. 50 pixel. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, we got here some space. Here we got links and here we got our brand name. So we got here home, profile, products, and contact us. So we got one simple nav bar. We got one simple nav bar here. Now, after creating this nav bar, I wanted to create something like this. So next, step 4. Create ads component. Create ads component. create ads component. Now, how to create ads component? For that, we will go back to our application. We will select our components folder. And I think already we have opened that in our terminal. No, we didn't open. Select, right click, open in integrated terminal. Now here, one terminal will open in the components folder path. So it is in the components folder path. Now here simply I will say ng generate component ads. Now it created one ads component. Now in ads component also, I will go to the template. I will remove this paragraph. Now this ads component, I want to design like this. So create a ads component first, and then we have to design the ads component. Next step is design the ads component. How we want to design? For this, I will take one div. Like this, I will take one div. And to that div, I will assign some height and width. So I will take one div. And to this div, I will assign one class called ads. Or ads container, I will say. Now we can select this div in its CSS dot ads container. Here, let's assign some height, something like 500 pixel, and width, something around 1100 pixel. And let's add box shadow 0, 0, 10 pixel, maybe tomato I will add. Now this component I want to visualize on my screen. I want to visualize here. So for that, we can go to our home component TS file. First import your ads component and then register here ads component by adding comma, and then go to the template file of home. After this navbar, you render your ads component. How to render? Start with app hyphen, you will get here ads. That's it. Save it, and if I go back here, I got here. Now see, let's add some more CSS. Let's close home.html. Let's go to the ads.css. Let's add margin 20 pixel auto, I will say. Now it will be visualized to us. Now see, we are able to visualize it. Now what I want to do, I created like this container. Now in this container, I want to create like this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 columns I want to create. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 equal columns I want to create. And then I want to create 1, 2, and 3 and 4 rows. 5 columns, 5 rows I want to create. So for that, what we can do, we can make this ads container as a grid container. And then we can use grid hyphen template columns. And here we can use one function called repeat. And we can say, I want 5 columns with equal size. In the same way, I can use grid template rows. And here also I can say repeat, I want 4 rows with equal size. So when you add these properties, 5 columns, 4 rows will be created. Now inside this grid container, I will take 3 div elements. So I will say 3 div elements, div into 3. So for first div, I will add a class I will call kids. For second, I will add a class. I will call here, let's take all kids only. So here also something like kids, or no need to take this as well. We can use CSS proper selectors. So I won't add anything here. Just I will add numbers here right now. 1, 2, 3. Now what I want to select first div. So how we can select first div? We can say here dot adds container space, inside that whatever div is there, that div's first div I want to select. So you are saying that inside this adds container, whatever div is there, in that you select the first div. Now to that first div, you assign background color something like red. Now what I want, my first div, my red color first div should occupy column 1, column 2, column 3. And it should occupy all the 4 rows. This much, 4 columns, nothing but these 3 columns and 4 rows it should occupy. So for that, we can use here a property called grid column, where it should start. So it should start at line number 1. So you can assign here 1 lines. This is line number 1. This is the column line number 1. This entire line is column line number 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. So it should start at 1. It should start at 1, end at 4. So here I will say start at 1, end at 4. In the same way, in grid row, what we want, it should start at 1. Now this entire line is called 1. Now this line is called 2. So here I will give different color. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. 3 means this entire line is 3. This is 4. This is 5. So we can say that start at 1, end at 5. Start at 1, end at 5. So in this case, you will see that, see, you occupied that red color div occupied like this. Now second div, how to select second div? Same, in adds container, whatever div I have, in that I want to select second div. Now in second div also grid column, how many columns it should occupy? So what I want, my second div should occupy, it should start from here. It should start at 4, end at 6. So start at 4, end at 6. And when it comes to grid row, it should start at 1, because this entire line is considered as a 1. Start at 1 and end at 3. So start at 1, end at 3. And here let's add some background color, green. So if I go back here, I got like this. So here 6, not 5. Here it should be 6. I got like this. Now next what we want, adds container, in that whatever div we have, in that select the third div. That third div background color, I will add something like black. And here also I will say grid column and grid row. So in grid column, what we want. So this one is the last one. So it should start at 4 and end at 6 only. But in row, it should start at 3, end at 5. So in column, same, start at 4, end at 6. But in row, start at 3, end at 5. So I got like this. So here it should be 2. Here 3. I got like this. Now here, instead of background colors, I want to show background image. So how to show background image instead of background color now? So first we will use here, instead of background color, I have to use background image. So like this, I will use background image. And here I will use URL function. All these are CSS, guys. So I'm expecting you are aware of CSS. So I am doing this. So in case if you don't know CSS, very soon I am going to introduce free CSS batch. So we will be spending almost 2 to 3 weeks on CSS, and we will learn CSS completely from basics to advanced. In that, I will be teaching you flex concept and grid concept in very depth. Or if possible, I will take workshops on flex and grid. So whatever you need, you just comment on this video. If you need workshop on flex and grid, then just comment workshop. If you need complete CSS sessions which should be in free, then just add CSS. So if you comment CSS, I will take CSS free batch for 3 weeks where we will study from basics to advanced. If you just need flex and grid concept workshop, then just type or comment workshop. So let's see what majority of people need. Accordingly that I will schedule the things. Now here I am using background image. Now I have to add here one image URL. So I will just search some URL from the internet. I will go back here and I will just search for kids background images or kids clothing background images, I will say. So like this, some background images we will get. So we can pick some background images. So we have so many here. Whichever you like, you can pick it. So I will pick this one. Save, copy and paste here. Now if I go and check how it looks, here see background image is not placed. Yeah, for that we have to add some supporting properties, like I will say, so I did not save my file. Let me save and check. I got here. Now I have to add some supporting properties, like I have to adjust background size. So I will say background size should be 100% width, 100% height. This image should take 100% width, 100% height. And the image position should be center of the element. So it will display like this. Now here I got something like this. Now here what I want to do, on the top of this background image, I want to add one black color. I want to add color on the top of this image. So if you want to add color on the top of the image, what you can do, before this URL, you can take one more function called linear gradient. So before URL function, you can add a comma and you can take one more function called linear gradient. And using this linear gradient, I can use RGBA function to give some color. So I will add here 0, 0, 0. So when I say 0, 0, 0, it will create pure black color. Now black color is coming on the top of background image. Now what I want to do, this background color, I want to make transparent. This black color I want to make transparent. So if I make this black color transparent, then whatever image is present in the background, it will be visible. And how we can make, just add here comma and give a value called 0.7. When you say 0.7, your see background image is transparent. The background image is visible now. Same I want to do with, so I will just copy these three properties. Same thing I will do with my child too also. Just I need to change the background image. So I will just try to take some other image now. copy this image, and I will add here this image. Now, if I go back here and check, I got like this. Now, same thing I want to do for another image. I will take this image. Copy image link. Here I have to remove this. So before that, I will copy these three properties. And again, I have to copy that image. Copy image link, and let's add that image. Now see, if I go back here, I got like this. Now I just want some gap between these images. So for that, what I will do, to my grid container, I will add a gap property with value 20 pixel. So it will create a gap between columns and rows. Between column and rows, gaps are created. And I will remove this box shadow now. So I got like this. Now for each div, I will add box shadow. So for my first div, I will add one box shadow. Second div, I will add box shadow. And for third div also, I will add a box shadow. So now it gives this feel. I got like this. Now what I want here in this div, I want to show here one title and one paragraph. I want to show some title and paragraph. So for this, I will go to my ChatGPT and I will ask my ChatGPT, give me 3 titles and 3 paragraphs. Nothing but 3 descriptions. So create 3 titles on kids clothing for ad with some 50 lines description, 50 words description. Now let's check 3 titles will be created or not. So here it is creating 3 titles. So I will copy my first title and I will go back to my HTML file, and in my first div here I will use H1 and I will add that title, and then I will use paragraph, and in that paragraph I will copy this content and I will add here. So see how I am using the AI now for generating some content. So like this, when you start developing your applications, you can use your AIs for different purposes. So if I go back here, now it will look like this. See, here I got. Now this content I want exactly here in the center. So for that, what I can do, I can go to my add one, and here this child. So in my add container, whatever first div is there, that div I can make as a display flex. And then I will add flex direction column, justify content, center, align items, center. I got here in the center. Okay. Now I can just use this selector. So when I use this selector, it will select my first div. In my that first div, I want H1 whose font size I want to make 52 pixel. And text color, I want it to be tomato. So let's see how it looks. I got like this. So playful styles for little smiles. So this content is looking little, long. That's why it is coming in 2 lines. So what I can do here, styles for little smiles. So I will remove that playful word. I will keep styles for little smiles. I got like this. Maybe I can increase to 62 pixel. I got like this. And now this paragraph. So I will just select same selector up to here. And in that I will select paragraph and simply I will say color should be white. So I got here color white. And here text align I will set center. And margin top I will add 20 pixel. Let's see how it looks. Now 20 pixel space looks so much. Maybe I will add 10 pixel. I got like this. And here maybe font style for paragraph. I will make it italic. I got like this. We got something like this. Now same thing I want to do for this also. So what I will do, I will go to my HTML here also. Here I will take H2 and paragraph. And same H2 paragraph I will use in my div3 also. Now I just need content. So I will go to my ChatGPT. I will copy the second title. Comfort meets cute for every kid. So something I will copy this and I will add here. And then I will copy this entire paragraph and I will copy. If required, we will remove certain content from the paragraph. So if I go here and if I check, see, I got like this. So here, one sentence I will remove from here. Maybe this from perfect, I will remove this part. Now I can select that CSS. Now I will select this part. Or maybe I think I have selected this part. So I will select this part first. Third child. In that third child, whatever H2 is there, that H2 color, I will make it white, something like tomato first. I got tomato. Font size, I will increase to 37 pixel. 37 looks more, 32. So comfort meets cute for kids. Not every kid, I will add just kids. Something like this. And then here also same story. Display, flex, justify content, center, flex direction, column, and align items center. I got like this. So here we got comfort meets. Okay. This properties I should not add on the H2. I have to add on the here. Now I got here. And here let me add margin bottom 10 pixel. So some space will be generated. So here if you see, and paragraph color I want white. So what I can do, I can select this up to here and paragraph I will simply make color white. I got here color white. Same story here also I have to add text align center and I can add a margin top 10 pixel. Now if you see for my third div and for my first div paragraph, same CSS I am using. So what I will do, instead of selecting like this paragraph multiple times, I can do one thing. I can select this selector like this. Nothing but I can select the second paragraph, a paragraph of third div. And here, where I am selecting my first div paragraph, here I can add comma and I can paste its selector. Means I am saying that the paragraph which is present in my first div and third div, for that you apply these properties. Maybe I want to do for second div also. So I will just add here one more selector. I will just say comma and here I will pass 2. And same for H2 I will say here. So same styles for my H2 I want to use for my second H2 which is present in the second div. So here I will use 2. Okay, and this properties I want to use for here H2 which is present in the second div also. So if I go back here, now here I don't have any content, but I can add. But this space looks so much, we can decrease that space. Maybe here in H2, this margin bottom I will remove. That space is removed. Now here I have to add the content. So same story I will do. So we can go back here. And now here I can add the content. So fashion for happy kids, I will copy this and I will add here. And I will carry the paragraph from here till maybe up to here. I will copy and I will add here. Now if I go and check, I got like this. Now this tomato color is not looking good. So if I want, I can change it. So what I can do, I can go to this wherever tomato I am using. Here instead of tomato, I will change all the occurrence to yellow. If I add yellow, it looks like this. Okay, I like this, I got it. Maybe box shadow, I want to keep tomato only. So here I will change to tomato. Box shadow I will change to tomato only. Box shadow tomato, tomato, save. I got tomato, but here colors I want to change to yellow or maybe green also we can keep. So I think here H1 color I want to change to green. Let's check green how it looks. Green is not looking good. Maybe yellow green I will try. Yellow green is not that great. Maybe I will just try yellow. Yeah, yellow is fine. So same thing I want to do for H2 also. So here yellow. So I got like this. See now, we got fashion for happy kids, comfort meets cute for kids, styles for little smile. Maybe here I can add little bit more content. So I will just copy this paragraph also, and I will just add in the first div. Here I will add that content more. So here the content will be more generated. So now it gives us this field. So we have created this UI with Angular now. And how we are creating? We are creating by dividing our UI into small components. We just created 3 components: home component, nav component, ads component. And here we are repeating CSS code also so many times. We can restrict that part also. For example, if you see this background size background position, and display flex justify content center column, flex direction column, align item center. Now this 6 properties you are using for div 3 also, you are using for div 2 also, we are using for div 1 also. So instead of writing that properties 3 times, I can do one thing. I can create here my flex styles one class. In this class, what I will do, I will copy these 2 properties, background size, position. I will remove from here and I will add here. And I will copy this display flex, justify content center, flex direction, align items. I will remove from here and I will add here. And now I will go to my container 3, nothing but div 3 in the container. And I think even box shadow. Box shadow also I can remove from here and I can add here. Now here we have only 3 properties. Now in 2, I can remove box shadow from here. I can remove background size, position, display, all the 6 properties from here. And I can go to my first. Here also I can remove all these 6 properties and box shadow. That's it. Now, if you see here in my ads, my UI will be disturbed. Now what I need to do, just this class, which class? My flex styles. This class I have to add in all the divs in my add container. So to this div, I will add a class and I will add that. Here also I will add the class. I will add it. Here also I will add the class. I will add it. So we are writing the code one time and we are reusing it multiple times. Still we got the same styles. So like this, we can reuse our styles. Same thing we have to do for nav also. You can try that part. So here we got VK AI Tech Mart. And here we got some links. This is how we can do. So this is what we developed. Now I have to develop 2 more sections in this home page that we will see in the next video. Okay. After that, we will develop products page. In that products page also, we are going to use lot of Angular concepts. And in that products page, we will see how we can filter the products based on category, how to implement add to cart and remove cart functionality. That part also we will see. And right now, everything is front-end part. We are not integrating it with backend or database. Just we are focusing on the front-end part. Okay, guys. Yeah. So make sure to add your comments on this video, whether you need complete CSS or you just need a workshop on grid and flex concept, because here I have used grid and flex to design this kind of UI. Yeah, that's all, guys. Remaining things we will check or we will see in another video. So thanks for watching the video and feel free to like, share and subscribe the channel.